So hello and welcome to Domi Tries This. I hope you brought your cuppa. Today's coffee mug is a coffee mug that my oldest found for me. As you can see, it has scales. If you look back here, it has a little tail. And on the inside, I don't know if we can tip this, but it says, let's get this out of the way. It says, "You are mermazing." I haven't used this one very much, but today I wanted a big dose of chocolate. So my tea is white, the Stash white chocolate mocha mixed in with the Stash chocolate hazelnut. And then I wanted something a little extra. And I added in the Stash salted caramel. So got 3 teas in this big mug. It has not been steeping for very long, so it's probably going to need a little bit more time, but we're going to go ahead and give it a taste anyway and get started. And she's still really hot. Yeah, she needs more time. It's definitely very diluted at this point. I'm getting the white chocolate mocha more than any of the others, which makes sense because the salted caramel and the chocolate hazelnut are much lighter teas. The white chocolate mocha is very deep and yeah, it's a really deep, dark tea. So you get that one pretty quickly. The other ones, a little lighter side, so they're going to need a little bit more time to come through. Anyway, so today I am doing my check-in for the Reverse Rouge challenge. As I've told you before, I got the challenge from Christina Chang. She actually did not create the challenge, someone else did. I will find that person and link that person down below in case you guys want to take a look at her. The name escapes me right now. I'm terrible with names, terrible. It's the ADHD and the anemia combined. That's why I need all the notes I do when I do my thing. But we are ready to do my big silver bucket. I have one thing sitting on the outside of that big silver bucket. I will say that I don't think I'm going to make the 1,000 by the end of the year. My 2-month total is $154.83. A lot of it's bits and pieces and small samples and stuff, but that's still shy of the 168 or 178 I need every 2 months to actually get there, and we were only at 59 at the end of my last update. So I'm either going to have to use a lot more expensive stuff or just going to have to make it to VIB status instead of Rouge. At any rate, so let's get started. And the first thing that I have used up is this Carol's Daughter Hair Milk Refresher Spray. I actually picked this up probably about a month and a half ago. And yes, it's all used up. I would not repurchase this. This was $11. I used obviously the whole thing. This is a weird one. I initially liked it for when I used it. It was what I needed at that time. However, since then, when I've been using it, I've not been very happy with it. I don't like the sprayer at all. It's kind of spitty, and it's not a mister. It doesn't have much of a mist to it. So when you're spraying your hair, instead of misting your hair or whatever you need to do, you're just getting globs of it. It's also fairly sticky, at least to me it was. So yeah, not something that I would repurchase, and I'm not really interested in getting for an introduction to Carol's Daughter, who a lot of people like. This didn't do it for me. I have things falling out of my bucket. My bucket is pretty full. Anyway, next, the one that fell out of the bucket is my NYX Hydra Touch Primer. You can see I really smashed that down. I think there might be just a little bit up in the lid, but not a lot. This was $14. I probably used about 1/4 of it, so that's about $3.50 worth of use. I actually really like this primer, and if I were buying primers, this would be the primer I would buy on a consistent basis. I think $14 is a reasonable price. It makes my skin feel very moisturized and refreshed when I use it. It actually mixes very well with the Touch and Soul No Problem Primer. Works really well with that. I'm wearing that combo today, so I just finished using this up. The Hourglass Veil is very similar to this, just a little thicker. And the Smashbox Primerizer is also very similar to this, just about the same. And I also think that the new Tarte base tape primer is very similar. It's just the base tape is more loose. So, but I really enjoy this one. And out of all of those, this is the cheapest. And I really enjoy this. And yeah, if I were purchasing primer, which I'm not buying anymore, not only do I get enough in boxes, but in general, I think I can just go ahead and use moisturizer. But if I were purchasing primer, this is the one I would get, and this is the one that I recommend. Next up, I have my SheaMoisture Manuka Honey and Mafura Oil Intensive Hydration Hair Mask. I honestly do not know how much of this I used up this year, because I do believe I got it towards the end of last year, but we're going to go with it's a full somewhere in there. This is a $13 mask. I love this mask. As you can see, I have cleaned this out. It is a very thick mask. Now, you can use it in two ways. You can, and it's very moisturizing. This comes from the line from SheaMoisture that I really, really love, and it is worth the $13. But I do use it in two ways. I use it for a 3-minute in-shower mask, but I can also use it for a 20 to 30-minute deep conditioning, and it makes my hair soft and silky and smooth. And yeah, really love this one. Really, really love this one. Highly recommend it. Next, I have another hair mask, and that is the Cream of Nature Acai Berry and Keratin Strengthening Hair Mask. I actually did not use this as a hair mask. This is a about $11, $12 product. I used about $6 of it, give or take. $5.93. I did not use this as an actual hair mask. What I ended up doing with this is I would mix it in with my conditioners, because I like the keratin and that it is a strengthening hair mask. Really, for me, the best way to use a lot of these is with some kind of heat, because my hair is low porosity, I believe it is. It's very difficult for stuff to get in. And when you warm up your hair, you open up the cuticle so that stuff can actually get in there. So for me to use this to actually have it get into my hair in a better way than just sitting on my head was to mix it in with my conditioners, because by that time I would have done my masking, would have done everything, and I put the conditioner in, and everything should be warm and opened up and ready to go. And on top of that, it made it so that I could just use a little bit of this. I could spread this out a bit. I can make my conditioners and other stuff last a little longer. Do like it. I'm not sure I would repurchase it at this time. I do like putting it in with, I do like mixing it in with the Orz olive oil conditioner that I really love, which, by the way, we have some over here. I do like mixing it with that in there, but right now I'm still just trying to clear stuff out of all my hair care products. So repurchasing right now is a no, but it might be something in the future if it's still out there. It was really nice. The fragrance really mixed really well with the lemon or the citrus from my other conditioner. So did it actually do any strengthening? Couldn't tell you, but it was nice to add in, and it's a really thick. You can see there's probably a little bit on the bottom, but these bottles that I have right now have product in them that I can't reach. I've turned them upside down, pounded on them, done everything I could to get that last little bit out, and I'm having trouble doing that. So anyone have any suggestions for getting that last little stubborn, itty bitty, thick bit out, let me know. So next, we just talked about, and as you can see, there's a little bit on the bottom here too that I'm having trouble getting out, and that is the Orz Olive Oil Replenishing Conditioner with sweet orange oil. Oh, Lord. I love this stuff. Would I rebuy it? Yes. In fact, I've already got one in my bathroom and in my shower, and I need to get a backup for under my sink. So yes, this is one I would rebuy. It's nice and inexpensive. It's like $4 or $5 at Walmart, I think. And it works almost as well as my SheaMoisture Manuka Honey Mafura Oil Conditioner. And so I like to mix the two so that it reduces the cost of the SheaMoisture one, and still gives me that same soft, silky, smooth, gives me a lot of slip, no dry ends, and it really does condition my hair really well. So highly, highly recommend this. Anytime anybody asks, I'd say take that. Get one of those. My husband is snickering on the phone and looking at me. He's laughing. Stop looking at me. Stop. Anyway, yeah. Alrighty, reaching in my little bucket again. The next thing I have is my NYX Setting Spray. Another, I already have another one right here. I use this for only two things. I do not actually use it to spray my entire face. I actually use this, one, to spray over my T-zone before I apply eyeshadow primer over my T-zone to help my foundation stick, because of the glasses, it got rubbed off. Actually, I use it for three things. I also use this for creating eyeliner with eyeshadow. And finally, once I put my eyeshadow on, I actually do spritz my eyes a little bit to hopefully help keep that set in place because of that little hole that I develop on the one eye in particular. But yes, so this was $8.50 and I used about half of it this year, so $4.25. And I already have another one and I do recommend it. They do have, this one is the matte finish. They also have a dewy finish if that's what you would like to get. So it's a very good setting spray. I do really enjoy it, but I do not use it for my whole face. I do know it helps with my eye. It does not prevent the problems with my eye, and since I do not use it over my whole face, I cannot tell you how well it sets the rest of my makeup. I would much rather use my Badescu facial mist to give me a more natural, less matte look, so yeah, I don't use this over my whole face. It works really well for my eyeliner, and I like the price for that because this will last a long time if you're going to use it for eyeliner. Next, I have another bottle with stuff on the bottom. This is my Bodyworks Almond Marshmallow Hydration Serum. You already know this is a go-to in my hair care. I have this one. I have one opened up and I have one under the sink, and I have a mini for if I run out before I can repurchase. This is $9.25. I used up all $9.25. I highly recommend it. If you have hair this has a slight gel hold, very, very slight. It's not going to hold everything in place, and it's moisturizing, and it makes your curls or your hair very juicy. So if you have dry hair, if you have hair that needs just a little bit of help for some of the curl, this is something you could use if you don't want to go full on gel. Highly, highly recommend it. Really, really do. Supposedly available at Walmart now, but I tend to just go ahead and buy 2 or 3 bottles at a time off the Bodyworks site. When you buy enough, you don't have to pay the $8 shipping, so that's good. Did a lot of hair care in this one. Sure you're not surprised. Next, I have the Mielle, I don't know how to pronounce this, so sorry if I'm butchering the name. Pomegranate and Honey Leave-In Conditioner. This was a $12.99. This took me a little while to get through, so I used about $8.66 through the year. I had it at the beginning of the year. I got it for a specific thing that it stated on the website that it would help with frizz. Didn't help with frizz. And then I had trouble figuring out where to place it in my, I was using it for a while, and then it dropped out when I realized that my leave-in milks were also leave-in conditioners, and I probably didn't need both. And I ended up having to force myself to use a little bit of this every time to try to get rid of it. It's not a bad leave-in conditioner. It just does not do what it says for the frizz, which is not on the back of the packaging, but is listed on the website. Would I pre-purchase it again? No. It smells beautiful. It really does. It's kind of sweet, almost perfumey. I wouldn't say it smells like pomegranate or honey. It's very sweet and perfumey, but it's light enough that it's not bothersome. It's just, it didn't do what it needed. Not bad. If you're into this particular brand, you might like it, but it's not something I'm going to rebuy. Next, we have the Pacifica Sea Foam Complete Face Wash. I actually got this back when I was trying to figure out how to treat First Aid Beauty versus Tarte when it came to inclusivity. It's an okay face wash. I wouldn't purchase it again. I ended up using it in my shower. The price was okay. I'm actually really finding that my skin seems to respond better to my Derma E Gentle Cleanser, better than any of the other cleansers I've even tried, even from First Aid Beauty. So I wouldn't repurchase this just because the cleanser I have from Derma E seems to be doing really well for my skin, and I don't want to upset that boat, especially since we're starting to go into summer and I'm going to start having issues in here anyway. So it was okay. It was a face wash. Nothing spectacular about it. I didn't notice any difference in my skin or anything. My skin was soft, clean, all the things it's supposed to be, but no, I would not repurchase. So next we have something I can't find. I have my Elemis Superfood Day Cream. This bottle is $18. I probably used about 12 of it over this year. I do really like this day cream. It is light and my skin seems to respond to it very well. However, it is way too pricey for me. I'm looking at a couple of lesser expensive creams that are still kind of up there for me. But I believe I received this in an Ipsy bag or as a sample or something, and I don't mind it. I really don't. I don't mind it. But I would much rather receive it like that than have to pay for it. So would I repurchase? No. So this is the Vichy Mineral 89. As many of you know, I actually put a pump of this in with my foundation because I don't like my foundation to just sit on my face. I like it to actually be good and healthy for my face too. And this is a moisturizing booster, and it has minerals and all kinds of other good things for your face in it. I was using it at the beginning of this year through to probably about towards the end of March. I was using it twice a day in the bathroom as well. I have since, however, decided to just use it with my foundation. Part of that is the cost, and the other part of that is that I have the the Claire's freshly juiced vitamin E mask, which I think is a much better thing for me to use twice a day on my face as a serum is what I would use it. This is also what I would consider a serum. So this is a $29.50 bottle, and as you can see, I marked it about halfway, maybe a little bit above. So I've used about $14.75 of it. Do I recommend it? If you do not mind paying $30 for the bottle. They do have a larger bottle, which I think I have. Yes. So I do have another bottle, larger bottle. I haven't used much of this one because I still am finishing up another one of these. I do love the bottle. I do like this as a good moisture booster in my foundation. If you don't have a problem paying the 30 to 40 or so on getting one of these, it would be I would definitely recommend it. And you could use it either as a serum twice a day, or you can do what I do and put it in your foundation. Obviously, just putting it in your foundation would make it last longer. But either way, I think it really did help. When I first started my skincare, because honestly, before I got into all this, I had just started skincare. And so I had issues with my skin, and honestly think that this helped get the moisture, get rid of some of the lines, get rid of some of those other issues. I really do think it helped with that. So depending on where your skin's at, if you were having more issues with your skin, this is something I would recommend more highly than if you're having less issues with your skin. But if you want your foundation to do more than just sit on your face, I definitely recommend something like this just one pump, then mix it in with the rest of your foundation. It does not seem to do anything to the coverage or the color. So really, really enjoy using these. And yeah, definitely will buy again once the ones I have are gone. Most of the rest of what I have in here is small stuff. So first I have this Bioderma Sensibio H2O micellar makeup removing micelle solution. Would not repurchase it. It's okay as a makeup remover. The thing is with liquids like this, and I'm finding this with another one that I've purchased, I think I much prefer the balms and the creams. They seem to be gentler on my skin than the liquids. I almost always use a baby wipe when I'm taking off my eye makeup and whatever, and it just doesn't seem that the liquids do enough with the wipe, if that makes sense. The balms and creams seem to make the wipe gentler on my eyes, which is where I really need to be careful because my eyes are sensitive and we have all those issues, and we had all those issues last summer, and I just don't want to go there again. So not something I'd repurchase. This was $5.90. I pretty much used it all this year. This was something that was sent to me. I do appreciate having gotten this. It's just not something I would reuse. I'm not big on micellar water anyway. Next, I have a little sample of Youth to the People Kale Spinach Green Tea Hyaluronic Acid Superfood Moisturizer. This little jar is about $12, give or take. I've used about half of it this year. I have another little jar. I did like it. I would not repurchase it. I would not purchase a big size just based on the price. It's very light. It's very creamy. It works really well for me during the day or at night. Some moisturizers are better at night and others are better during the day. Heavier ones are better at night because they have time to do what they need to do. But like I said, because of that cost, yeah, no. Nice. Really liked it. Not gonna invest in it. The next one came in a BoxyCharm, and that's the Briogeo Don't Despair Repair Strength and Moisture Leave-In Mask. No. This is a $14 bottle. Used it all up this year. Didn't like it. Had to force myself to use it. I don't think it did anything to my hair, to be honest with you. Really not enough to really play around with it to really see if it did that much with my hair. And I'm not willing to invest to see if it will do. And I'm at the point now where most of the stuff that I use for misting are more like softeners or curl refreshers or things like that, and I don't think this really did any of that for me. Next is these ColourPop Brow Boss. I actually like the ColourPop Brow Boss pencils, and I gotta say I didn't actually end up using it all. Part of the tip broke, so it's gone. My only complaint about the Brow Boss itself is that the little spoolie is separate from the rest of the thing, and so when you take it off, it takes off. When you take off the end to get to that spoolie, for me, the spoolie just comes off in the thing. I would much rather get the Precision Brow Pencil. It's got the same shape. It's got pretty close to the same formula, if not exactly the same formula. It's the same thickness. It's all one piece, and you don't end up losing your spoolie at the end if you need it. This was about $6.50, and I used maybe a third of it, so $2.17. All right, so I got two of these, and that is the First Aid Beauty Barrier Cream. I got 2 samples of this. I actually really like this. I think I have another sample sitting up on my counter right now. These are $6.80 a piece, and for one I used the whole $6.80, and the other one I used $4.50. I do like this cream. I'm still tossed up on whether or not I'm going to get one of these, or if I'm going to get another of the Coconut Smoothie Primer, because I like them both. They're both lightweight. They work for me during the day. They work very well under makeup. They give me the kind of moisture I need in my T-zone and along my forehead and chin without overloading my cheeks so much. This sounds strange, but I use another moisturizer in my cheek area to help reduce redness. So I need something very light, even though my cheeks are dry. I need something very light so that I can layer another one over it that has redness calming stuff in it, and that's been working very well, and this is actually very good for that. So want to repurchase it, but can only purchase one and haven't decided which one I'm going to buy yet. Since I still have 2 little samples left, I'm in no rush. Next, also from First Aid Beauty, is the 5-in-1 eye cream. This actually is a really good cream, but it is really expensive. It's $32. I used about a little over a third of it. So this, I used about $10.67. I think my line was somewhere in here, somewhere in there. I do like it. It's emollient. It does seem to help with dark circles. It did seem to help with some of my texture under my eyes. However, I have found other products that I can use that do those things for less, and so no, I would not repurchase it. It is a good eye cream. It's just I won't spend that much on these little itty bitty things. Now mind you, this lasted me a very long time. I think I got this either at the beginning or somewhere in the middle of last summer, so it lasted a very, very long time. But 32 versus say 16, nah. I was wrong about the brow pencil. The brow pencil was $5.50, and I've only used about $1.14 of it because it was the end of it. What I did use about a third of is the brow gel, also from Brow Boss and ColourPop. This was the one that's $6.50, and that I used $2.17 of. This is okay. I like the fact that the spoolie is very small. I do not like the fact that the gel is white. I don't understand the reason for that. And the other thing is you can get the NYX Control Freak for just about the same price, maybe a little bit more, and you're getting twice the product, 3 times the product. Okay, so these two are about the same price. I'm going to buy this. My only complaint about this is that the spoolie is indeed much larger, and I wish it was smaller. But other than that, it was a good brow gel. They work about the same. I think they have about the same hold. Just price per quantity, and the white, no. So I got 3 more products in here. So the first thing I have is a Badescu AHA Botanical Body Soap. This little thing would have cost about $1 based on ounces that this has and the full size. It was okay. It was very floral on the fragrance. It was soap. I'm gonna stick with my Suave. I like Badescu. I have their facial spray. I have their anti-acne serum. I have an eye cream of theirs that I'm enjoying. But for something like body soap, Suave is cheap, and this is not. So yeah, it was okay. It was a soap. It lathered. It did what it was supposed to do. Just too expensive for me. Next, I have the Dermelect Peptide Polish. This was $14. I used about $3 of it. There's still a little bit in there, but I have, again, it's like my big jar bottles here. I have no idea how to get in there and really get it out. I've been trying, and it's just, the consistency isn't right. So I've used about $3 of it. I liked it. The color is a very pretty color. I would not purchase it for $14. I actually did look into it after I got this, because I got this from Ipsy last year. I actually did look into their polishes, and it was the price that kind of turned me off. I don't mind using less expensive polishes. Some of these are just a little much for me. I don't know. Pretty color. It was really nice. It held up to dishwashing and all that other stuff. It's just the price. Yeah. And last but not least, we have this itty bitty Lancome Mom So Big. I used all of it this year, and it is worth about $4.50. It's an okay mascara. It does pretty good in getting length. In fact, I'm wearing it today. I don't know if you can see. It gets length. It gives me some volume. The thing is, I have two others that I think that do better, that are high end, and one of them is my Urban Decay Perversion, and the other one is the Stylo Huge Extreme. And I think they both do it with less coats than this did. And I did notice that this I don't know if this is completely gone, but this thing has just gotten to the point where I'm fighting to get product out. So we're done, and I used, like I said, I think I used the entire 450 of that. So my total for the last 2 months was $154.83, and my total for the whole year right now is $214.15. I'm a lot behind. I don't know if I'm going to get rouge. But that is my Reverse Rouge. That's everything I've used and counted up. Working our way towards December. Hopefully more stuff will come up. And that is it for today. And I hope you like what you've seen. And if you do like what you see and you're not subscribed, I hope you will subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you know when I upload. Currently upload 4 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. We do have bonus videos quite frequently, especially in the summer. So you'll probably want to hit that bell so you know when the bonus videos come up. They can come up on a Monday, or they can come up on a Thursday. Yeah, they can. If you're part of my notification squad, you're going to want to check your subscription and your bell and make sure both are still active. If you choose not to subscribe, well, we would be sad and disappointed, but you are always welcome to come back here again because we love having company here. And if you do come back again, don't forget to bring your cup of tea. And it does not need to be the size of your head. Really, it doesn't. It can be a little itty bitty. It can be the size of this one that I use for eyelining products, because that's not even 8 ounces. There's no point in putting tea in that. But anyway, you can bring a small cup if you want. So just bring a cup of tea, right? Or coffee, or milk, or juice, or whatever. Anyway, let's give this a taste and see if these three manage to get some good flavor in this big coffee mug. I'm a little worried that the big coffee mug diluted the flavor even more so than usual. Because as I've mentioned before, the stash teas do tend to be amongst the weaker flavored teas. I love them, but I usually have to double bag them in regular mugs. So I probably should have put another chocolate in here. But let's give it a taste. I'm getting the flavors. But yeah, we probably could have used another of the hazelnut. I will say that the white chocolate mocha is no longer as overpowering as when we first started. Anyway, that's it. I hope you all have a great day.